What's up, you Muppets? All right, we're on to week 14. I'm sorry I missed last week, but I was sick. My beautiful little daughter got me sick with a sore throat and a cold that I've had for an entire week. I still haven't quite gotten over, but we persevere tonight. So I do have quite a bit to catch up on. Some of this I'll probably skip over because now that we're a week into the future, it doesn't really matter. Um, But to catch you up on what I've had going on, I did win last week, and this week I did not win. I scored 138, and I'm going to be honest, guys. I thought there was a little 0% chance I was going to lose going into Monday night. And then Jerry Judy had 10% of his yardage in his entire career in one fucking game against his old team, a team that had the number two defense on the year, where the chances of Judy doing this are basically negative. But he does it. He sets an NFL record for most yardage against his former team. This is Jerry Judy we're talking about, by the way. Somebody who has been complete and total dog shit for 4 straight years just decides to turn it on because he's playing me. Um, I know, like when the lights are brightest, like when you're playing me, the best player in all of this 84-man league, you really got to turn it on, and there's nothing I can do. I can't put Pat Sertan on you for the entire game like an actual good coach would do. I just have to sit there and watch Sean Payton be a fucking pucker-lipped moron while he rack up 250 yards and a touchdown in a 2-point conversion. But um, yeah, I mean, what do I know? I mean, thank God they got bailed out by 2 pick-sixes because that was fucking ridiculous. I'm not mad. Don't put in the paper that I'm mad. Um, so yeah, I lost to Langton. Total fucking bullshit. One of the dumbest things I've ever watched. I was lucky enough to avoid the Taysom Hill beatdown or the Jamar Chase beatdown, but it's me. So at some point in the season, I'm gonna have somebody, some no-name dipshit, go off and score fucking 40 on me, and there we go, Jerry Judy on the Browns. Yep, great. So I am still firmly in the playoffs, which is nice. But if I had beaten Langton, I was going to be guaranteed a first or second seed bye, and now I have to win and hope that fucking Podwords or somebody else's loses to potentially get the bye. So great. I'm in first in points scored in Guggenheim as usual, but won't be. It won't matter. I won't get rewarded for it. Um, all right, so on to some NFL bullshit. So the Giants, I had some funny stats for you. So they cut Saquon, as we all know, and with that money that they saved from Saquon, they paid Drew Lock, who was the third stringer and only played because Tommy DeVito got injured, and they also paid Devin Singletary, somebody who was drafted ahead of David Montgomery and has been only atrocious since then. Uh, And then, so after they pay those two guys with the Saquon money, they start Tommy DeVito, who then gets injured. And the only reason they don't have Jaden Daniels right now is because Tommy DeVito won enough games last year to keep them out of a top 2 pick. So they just decided, hey, you know what? This guy ruined our franchise once. What if we just go back to the well and ruin it again? Just brilliant shit out there by the Giants. um, some Iowa State stuff. The motherfucking boys won their 10th game. I honestly can't believe it. I didn't think I was ever going to live in a timeline where that was possible. But hey, we got the greatest coach of all time. Somebody who was getting NFL buzz, and then people backed off because he had one bad year. All you fucking losers that thought he couldn't do it. Now you're eating crow, huh? That's right. Me and the rest of the wall of excellence just willed this piece of shit program to 10 wins. We did it, and if anything happens to the basketball team, like we blow another 20-point lead, maybe in a top 5 matchup, I'm gonna have to bring out the negativity again because that's inexcusable. I thought we were a defensive team. Losing to Auburn after you're up fucking 15 or 18 or whatever it was at half is ridiculous. Can't happen again. I'm watching Marquette right now. Iowa State versus Marquette, and if we're up double digits at half and we lose this fucking game, well, we just gave up 2 threes in a row. Thanks, Freeze. Yeah, fucking bullshit. So if that happens again, I'm gonna have to bring the personality back because I demand excellence, and apparently I'm the only one around this program that does. Sorry, I have a massive cough and cold still. This might be impossible. My adorable little kid gave me a cold, and now I'm sad. Um, let's see. Mitch got his first win last week. That was huge. He's 1-12 now. Zach Elliott. Oh, it doesn't matter. Benda has won back to back, which is nice. He is the overall point scorer still in all leagues, and him having a couple wins in a row is justice. What other notes did I have from last week? Um, Ward being in the playoffs at 4-8. I think he's 5-8 now, but he still has enough points to get in, so that's pretty sick. Preer got a big win over Sully. I think Sully has now lost 2 in a row, unfortunately, but I think he's still locked into the playoffs. But Preer is climbing out of the gutter. Let's see. Ta won by 1 apparently in a fucking 67-66 nail biter 2 weeks ago. It's pretty funny. Jeff we had him on the pod. He was struggling pretty hard, but he won 3 in a row as of last week. So things were looking good for Mr. Jeff. Excuse me. All right, I guess I'm gonna have to make this quick. Like my fucking, I just keep coughing the more I talk, so I'm gonna have to just power through it and then go off and go to sleep. I guess I've been going to bed at like 7:30 off of some Nyquil, fucking like 4 days in a row, and it hasn't helped. Maybe the whiskey will make it out better. All right, we're on to week 14. Nobody gives a shit about week 13. Some NFL news. Christian McCaffrey, he was gone, then he was back, and now he's gone again. The man is back on IR. He made it 2 games and then had a carry in the Bills game and just collapsed. So that blows. Luckily, a lot of us probably had Jordan Mason. Oh, never mind. He's also on IR. So hopefully you went 3 deep and have Isaac Grendo. I know that was the big waiver pickup. I think I saw in the 60s a couple leagues and then 70s for others to grab Jordan Mason. Or not Jordan Mason, Isaac Grendo. So if you have him, could be a league winner, folks. Hopefully you had a couple of fab dollars left. I know I did not. I did not have enough to grab him. Taysom Hill, a couple weeks after the 37-point outbreak, he is now big fucking dunk. Let's go, boys. He is now on IR, I believe. Oh, a little side note. We used to make fun of the Iowa b-ball team all the time because they had some truly hideous looking boys, and I'm not going to point names, but the Clones have some not so lookers this year, and I love each one of them as if they were my daughter. They're beautiful inside and out, truly. Oh my god, especially Keyshawn Gilbert. What a 3. Let's fucking go, boys. Suck my dick. I love the headband with Gilbert, by the way. Lipsy having the headband was choice. Gilbert. Oh! What a fucking look. And he's about to score again. Yup. Oh, they said it was a foul before the basket. That's bullshit. All right, anyway. Oh, I have a stat for you. So CMC and Mason both gone. Currently, 50% of the NFL has not had their starting running back miss a game. The average over the last like 20, 25 years is that 38% by the end of the year, 38% of teams in the NFL have made it the entire year without their starting running back missing the game, We just lost CMC and Mason, which means if we were to get back to average, right? Water always finds its level. We're due for about 12% more starting running backs to fall in the next week or two. So get ready. Grab some backups. You're going to need them. Next thing was the motherfucking Vikings. They just keep winning. We, unlike Green Bay and the Bears, actually have a hard schedule, and they just keep fucking winning. The Geek Bus, Sam Darnold, the God Emperor quarterback of the United States, is just keeps turning it on in crunch fucking moments. He's got the clutch gene, that's no doubt. The guy's an absolute monster in the last couple minutes of the game. Love it. I got to cough again. This is annoying. And we're back. I'm touching the mute button on my headset. So if that broke at some point in the last like 4 years and isn't actually working, well, this is going to be a miserable pod for all of you. All right, league stuff. Okay, I'm on string. It is recording. Great. I just thought for a second that I wasn't recording any of this, so I was going to have to start over. All right, Guggenheim, the playoff picture, locked in. No matter what, number 1 seed is going to be Langton. But after that, it's myself and Podwords that are locked in for playoff spots, but we don't have our seeds yet. I need to win or I need Podwords to lose in order to get a bye. Right. On to Herman German. Oh, I have one other thing. Sleeper updated the mobile app so that if you look at the league tab of a league that you do not have a team in, so like myself and Jameson, we have access to all of the leagues. If you click on the league tab, you don't see all the matchups anymore. Like I can't just look at everybody who's playing who on week 14. You have to slide through each individual matchup. You can do it on desktop still, but on mobile they changed it. So normally what I do is I go to the bar and I look at all the leagues and I just go through the matchups, like what was close, what's coming up, and now I have to manually go through each individual fucking matchup each week to see not only last week but next week. So I haven't done most of my like research or anything, and I emailed them. I was like, is this a fucking bug or did you do this on purpose? Because this is fucking stupid. Anyway, so what I did find out for Herman German locked Benda. It says he's not, but he has the points for. So no matter what, Benda's going to be in, and Tim Wood is locked in according to Sleeper. Vormazil, he had the same thing happen to him that happened to me. He had a Jerry Jeudy pop off that knocked him out, but he currently has the points for to get in the offs anyway. I think the likelihood of him not making it with the points for that he has is pretty much zero. So it's pretty frustrating because you can't get like a top seed now, but at least you're in the playoffs. Goose lost a battle to Tim Wood, I believe, or no, Woody Fresh, but is still in third. So quite the season from Goose. He's normally been, I think, out of the playoff hunt. So this would be nice. We have a former Navy SEAL commander on the Iowa State staff. What? That's fucking crazy. Okay. Are we like teaching all of our players how to drown, or what's going on here? Also, yes, Freeze made this comment. These uniforms are 10 out of 10. Absolutely perfect. So also in Herman German, depending on who in the 4 and 6 bracket, so I think there's like 4 people in 4 and 6. If any of those people lose, I believe Spencer Griffin could sneak in because he has really good points for. Yes. All right, on to Blipto. The only 2 people that are locked 100% in are Pat Conrad and Jim Hell's Num Nums, who I always forget who that is. Um, there isn't really a close person to take the sixth slot. A lot of the points for are pretty close. Shugart needs to win and either have Blaze or so either he needs to win and have Blaze lose, or I think he needs to have Blaze lose and then Shugart can still lose but get more points than Blaze. I think it's all around Blaze, whatever Blaze does next week, whether Shugart sneaks into the fifth slot or not. All right, Peters Cuervo locked in are John Tracy, Anthony Shimmick. Jameson's bot team is currently in third, and then TJ Schmidt. I love that. Regardless of what happens, Bradley does not appear to be able to get a playoff spot. He does not have the points for to really take out anybody, even not in the playoffs, along with him. I think he might be dead in the water still in Peters Cuervo for the third year in a row. Pretty unlucky, man. Let's get on to Newhall. Locked in, Juice in the first seed. Tom McHale, I believe, is second, and Masker is also locked in. And despite all the losses for Ward, Brady alluded to this in the Discord. Ward is 100% locked into the sixth seed. Like, there's no way out of it. He has so many points for. He's going to beat out anybody in the sixth seed. There is a little bit of shakeup. So Skelt emailed me like a whole breakdown of like what could happen in Newhall, and it was so complex that it was like a whole couple pages long, and I couldn't really understand it. But Skelt is fairly likely to make it. Tom and Juice could swap positions. Uh, obviously, Masker is in it, but it's basically between like Ward, Skelt, or no. Locked in are Juice, Tom, Masker, and Ward, and then it's like Skelt and a few others fighting for the other two spots based on like points for and them all being like a game apart from each other. All right, lads, on the old hall. We have a trade. Folks, a couple people got in some trades, I think right after I would have been recording the podcast. Well, this is good. Gilbert's on fire, and the refs haven't decided to foul him out on ticky-tack bullshit, so he could just take over this whole game the whole day. Old hall. So Sully trades away T. Higgins and JSN. He acquires Calvin Ridley and Isaiah Pacheco. So let me go look at the old Rippers roster now. Pacheco easily starts for him, so that makes sense. Yeah, he has no other starting running backs really on the roster. I mean, he was starting Charbonnet as his RB2, so this makes total sense. You get yourself an RB1/RB2. He's got Achane already, so I love it. I mean, Ridley's fine. Higgins is very good. JSN's having a really good year, but neither one of those guys can be in your fucking RB slot. So let's solve that. Let's get some guys in there. I think Pacheco is gonna really take off of the second half of the season or second fourth of the season. Jesus, we're so far in already. There's only 4 weeks left, folks. Good trade. Especially if Ridley is good. Is he good? I think he had a bad week last week, but I think he's still like a pretty good player. He's been very up and down, but he's a type of player that can just win you a week. Mallet. Oh yeah, Mallet got Higgins and JSN, and then another trade in the same league in Old Hall. Corey Anderson gets Baker Mayfield and Elijah Moore, and Mallet gets Brian Thomas. Let me look at Corey Anderson's roster here. So he's starting Baker Mayfield, obviously, and I think Baker got banged up last week, which I'm sure was frustrating. Elijah Moore was decent, I think. Oh yeah, he had 15 points because old Jameis Winston had like. Oh yeah, I didn't even mention that because I was so mad about Jerry Jeudy. But if you count the yardage of the opponent going the other way with Winston's 2 pick sixes, Winston would have thrown for like 670 yards. So that was incredible. Um, I'm not sure how useful Elijah Moore will be when Cedric Tillman comes back. Or is it Wilson or Tillman? One of them's on the Saints, one of them's on the Browns. I'm not going to look it up. I just have never been a believer in Elijah Moore. I think he's dog shit. But if other players that are actually good at football are out, you could do worse. And then you traded for a quarterback, and you gave up. This is to Mallet again, right? You gave up the current number 12 wide receiver, who just has his bye and is producing despite Lawrence missing the last 2 games. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have done it. I would have just grabbed literally any quarterback off the waivers. It's probably going to be really funny when like Will Levis or somebody pops off this weekend. I would have hung on to a certified stud in Brian Thomas and not let a 4-year failure like Elijah Moore touch my roster. But you go for it, Corey Anderson. You are not locked in the playoffs, or maybe you are. I can't. Did I write that down? No, Logan's the only one locked in. The Rippers, Corey Anderson, and the Blood Razors, Alex Nelson, are all 8-5, so they're all kind of fighting each other for the second seed. And then Josh Renner or Edwards are most likely going to be hitting the 6th seed. Why did I write that down? Yeah, so Josh Renner, Preer, Tom, they're all 7-6. And Billy Edwards is 6-7, but he has more points than all the guys I listed except for Josh Renner. So depending on who wins what, it seems most likely that Preer or Billy Edwards are going to get the 6th seed. Their points for are so close that they can kind of be interchangeable. That's all I have to say about that. All right, on to presidents. Locked in a Hundo P is Hanks, an astronomical 11-2. He has 1628 for points for. That is less than me and less than Benda and less than Tom McHale, I believe, but still excellent. He's a game up on Ta. He has points for over Ta, so he is basically locked into the first number 1 seed. Ta has a game lead on Bianchi, and points for against Bianchi. So I'm pretty sure Ta is locked into the 2nd seed. Like no big news there. Bianchi is 100% in the playoffs, currently at 9-4. He has a 2-game lead on Bogey, so he's locked into 3. So yeah, 1 through 3 are those are locked in, baby. So then the Emus, Corey and Upper Decker, Mike Stu, along with Knust, Jameson, Vange, and Jeff are all 7-6 or 6-7. So I don't even know how to fucking like navigate this playoff scenario. I mean, one of these 4 are going to get in based on points for, and the rest are going to get in. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, yeah, it's 5 of you. I don't know. Do any of you play each other? Yeah, Vange and Stu play each other. So the winner of that could make it pretty interesting. Knust plays the last place team. Jameson or the second to last place team. Jameson plays the last place team. Bogey plays Jaylong, who's out of it. I don't know, man. This place is a mess. This place is a goddamn mess. Knust is currently 6 with a losing record. Yeah, so like I said, Could be anybody. I don't even know how to parse this out on what needs to happen for who to get in. Just know that there's 3 good teams and the rest are all dog shit. Yeah, Jameson 100. Let's just take Jameson. He's my brother. I can focus in on what he needs. He needs to win, and he needs to win by a lot of fucking points. And then he needs at least one of Canoe, Stu, and Bogey to lose, and for them to just have like a dog shit day, because he's only the most difference is what 40 points between him and Canoe. So if he has an outlier week and one of those 3 bricks, he could sneak in based on points 4 into the 6th seed or something like that. But yeah, what a mess, man. All right, I think that's it. I'm sorry, I'm still pretty sick and my throat just keeps drying out every time I talk, and I gotta go. I gotta go take some more Dimetap or whatever and fucking go to bed. Yup. All right, bye everyone.